What's going on, everybody? Let me know when you're on. If you can hear me and see me, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram today. Kind of a late start this afternoon because today has been wah. That's all right. Set up a little bit here. Monday has been a Monday. Find myself over here this afternoon because today has been what? Got Adam on Instagram for a change. Man, you are not loyal to one platform at all, Adam. Sometimes I see you on Facebook. Sometimes I see you on YouTube. Sometimes I see you on Instagram. You must spend too much time on your computer. So, pretty much talking to myself right now, and that's all right. Actually, nobody on Facebook. That's strange. Interesting. So let me know when you're on and say hello. Otherwise, this will be a fast one. And starting tomorrow's live stream, I'm going to go back to sending notifications right as we go live because I just do not get as many people showing up when I don't. And that's kind of the whole point. So this may end up being a quickie, but I'll see if I can't drum up a little bit of interest. Maybe I need to do 2 emails where I do one right when I schedule it and then one when we go live. Elena says, hello, I'm essentially a newbie. That's all right, Elena. First of all, hello to you as well. And thanks for joining us today. There's nothing wrong with being a newbie, as you put it, because we all started somewhere. So if you have any questions or anything we can talk about or anything you'd like to know, I'd be happy to answer for you or help you out in any way I can. Most of all, thank you for showing up. My Kung Fu teacher used to tell me that the 3 keys to success were show up, give 100%, and don't quit. And you've already gotten one of them, so you're in a good spot. It's like we got Randy over in the Academy group. Randy says, hey, brother. Hey, Randy. Hope you're doing well. Love your new profile pic. You look very happy. Elena says, my problem is getting more focused on keywords and understanding how I'm doing. Okay, so the thing with keywords is to think about the person more than the metric. So, for example, you may find a term like gold has hundreds of thousands of searches a month. I don't know what the real number is, but buy a gold IRA account online might only have 10 searches. But which one of those do you think is more likely to get someone to take an action? So rather than look at the metrics, think about what someone is going to look for. And then if it has a solution that you can offer in terms of something that will make you money. So that's, without knowing your specific issue, that's kind of what you want to think about. As far as understanding how you're doing, build the content around those terms, and then just track it with one of the numerous tools. So I hope that helped a little bit. If you need me to be more specific, that's okay. Let me know. And let's see if my other engagement hack here is going to work. What tracking tools do you recommend? I'm a big fan of ProRank Tracker, but ask 100 SEOs that question and you'll get 100 different answers. They all have their pluses and minuses, but for me, ProRank Tracker is my favorite. I'll drop that in the chat for you. Let's see if we can't. Boom. Here. So there's that. See, on Instagram, we've got Vero Kings and another name that's just, I can't really pronounce. Elena says, okay, I'll take a look at it. Awesome. Get a little bit of water here. So I'm learning some stuff today about how to best let everyone know, because I was asked to, by specific people, to send an email several hours ahead of time. And every time I've sent an email several hours ahead of time, those specific people have not shown up. So we're going to have to, as is the popular entrepreneur cliche right now, we're going to have to pivot. So if anyone has anything they'd like to talk about, I'm all ears. Elena says, when writing a blog page and looking to please SEO gods, how important is it that I really stick to X amount of transition words, etc.? So there's no one rule for how many of this or how many of those or anything like that. It's important that you write in a way that both a human can understand and a computer can understand. You want to write in the way that a human can understand, because they're the ones that are ultimately going to, click the buy button or whatever it is that you're asking them to do. You need to write in the way a computer can understand, meaning Google, that so that it'll rank in Google. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So it'll rank in Google, so Google can understand it and cause it to rank. So as far as what kind of transition words and things like that, just write what makes sense, and that will help. And then you can use a tool like Search for SEO or Audit to optimize it further. So Adam says, do you recommend someone who teaches affiliation? If you mean affiliate marketing, I recommend me. If you meant something else, then let me know. One second here, folks. Search for SEO. What was the other one? The other one is Audit. Is a tool that I had created. It works really well. It doesn't go as deep as Surfer, but it does very, very well for the basics. And I'm going to try and send out another email. What's today, the 13th? So one moment here. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about, now is your chance. I've got to say the attendance for these has been a little low lately, and that's okay. Smith, hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, Chris, if you were to choose between affiliate marketing versus e-commerce drop shipping, what would you choose? Well, I like affiliate marketing, but I don't know that I would do that as a main business, because you're always sending business to somebody else's basically sending customers to someone else's business. I'm not also a big fan of drop shipping though, because unless you have your own product, like if you're doing the drop ship from China thing, like right now, obviously you'd be SOL, but not just that, it just, the wait times I don't think are cool. But if you can find a good manufacturer and, a good manufacturer that can get things to people quickly and has quality products, then overall I would recommend that. But I don't know. Affiliate marketing is my first passion in internet marketing. So probably given the choice of just those two, I would do that. But there are ups and downs to both of those. So it just depends on what your goals are and what kind of customer service you're comfortable with and things like that. The good thing about either of those, though, is that you can pick something that you enjoy. So if you're into dogs, you can make an affiliate site about dogs. If you're into, I don't know, what I don't really buy physical things much, so I don't really know. But if you're into like a specific toy, you can sell toys. But yeah, so that wasn't really an answer. Gun to my head, pick one or the other. I would say affiliate marketing. So give me one more second here. I'm going to send out another email. And then we're going to answer a couple more questions. You don't have to ask questions either. If you just want to talk about something, or if you have something you want to tell me, we can do that too. All right, bombs away. Elena says, I joined Rory Rickard's professional bloggers group. We were told to develop 150 pages to start ranking, yet others just seem to have one blog page. I'm a bit puzzled. 150 pages to start ranking, that's not necessary. I think what they're doing is building massive niche affiliate sites, and that will help, but that's a lot. They're being extremely white hat. You can definitely get away with less than that. I get where they're going. I just think it's a bit laborious, and if for somebody that's looking to make money sooner. Adam says in Superstar Academy, yes, you can check that out at superstarseo.training. Let's see. Randy says, any recommendation for someone to review a lead gen funnel? I have a Facebook ad set up, funnel built, just want a good set of eyes to get feedback and help improve conversions. I saw your post about that, buddy. I'll take a look after the live stream if you want to just whack it over to me. This is Hector, says, first of all, thanks for joining us, Hector. It's always a pleasure. What was the first SEO video you made? I don't know. Let's take a look. It's been probably about 4 years I've been doing this. Looks like, that doesn't seem right. Let's do it. Let me look in here. Just trying to find my very first SEO video. I really thought it was on page for video, but I'm not sure. Well, I guess it was the how to outsource a website on Conquer case study I did back. It started October 2016. So that was the first one I ever did. And then the next one was on page SEO for video. So you can go back and watch those on my channel if you want. Smith says, my goal is to make passive income with a few hours of work a week. Looks like affiliate marketing is to go. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to take longer to start making money with affiliate marketing than you will with e-commerce, but you also have less cost because e-commerce you're mostly going to do with advertising. So Noel, I just got off a call with Noel, actually. And he says, what is affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is where you drive traffic to someone else's product or service, and you get a commission of the sale that you make by driving them there. Kamar says, hey, Chris, how are you doing? I'm doing great, Kamar. How are you? Smith says you make money by selling other people products and make a commission on it. Yep, that's exactly right. I don't know if you guys can hear my my neighbor's dog who's barking up a storm right now. Hector says how to deal with bad SEO from competitors. You mean like negative SEO? If so, most of the time it doesn't even matter. Although I certainly have had it done to me and it got my site penalized at one point. I mean, for the most part, if it's not affecting your rankings and it's not harming you, then I wouldn't worry about it. Spend your time on your customers rather than your competitors. If they are doing links that are actually hurting your ranking, then try to get them removed. If you can't, then just disavow them and, beat them up physically. I recommend violence. I'm just kidding about that part, in case that's not clear. Next thing you know, there's going to be a video. Chris M. Walker Exposed recommends hurting other competitors to get ahead or something. Kamar says, great. I'm great getting work on Legiit almost daily. That makes me so happy. Pretty soon it'll be more than you can handle. Kamar, if you didn't know, is the responsible for the new Legiit logo. So go over to legiit.com and check that out. I just so happen to have a link to it. Blau. I didn't think I'd say Blau today. DK Phoenix 00 just joined on Instagram. What's up, Phoenix? I wonder if that's supposed to be like from X-Men, from like Dark Phoenix, or if I'm just a giant nerd, or both. Hello to you too. Thankful Bunny just joined on Instagram. What's up, Thankful Bunny? Nothing much. Yep, that's my relation. All right, a fellow nerd. I approve. Although that movie was a letdown, I'm not going to lie. Hello to you too, Thankful Bunny. All right, tired of looking at Kamar. Smith says, Chris, if you were to give 3 business advice to your younger self, knowing what you know now, what would you say? The first one would be to get into business instead of screwing around with college and trying to like work my way up the corporate ladder and all those things. That would be advice number 1. Number 2 would be to stop screwing around so much and spend more time working than just, if I spend as much time working as I did talking about wrestling or playing Final Fantasy, I'd be so much further along now. So that would be number 2. Number 3 would be to focus more, do less things, and do them better. So probably those 3. Have a connection with the Phoenix that started showing about age 9. Well, that's interesting. Dave Edmonds says, any tips for e-commerce site ranking of categories and products? I don't know a ton about e-commerce SEO because I just haven't done it. There is a coach in Superstar Academy, Jeff Cozio, who's really, really good at it. He makes a lot of money doing e-commerce SEO. So I would, let me see if I can't tag him for you. But I don't know a lot about it. I know that you need to optimize them for the product, but I don't want to give you bad advice. So, I don't know if that tag worked, but I don't want to give you bad advice, Dave. Jonathan says, Chris, do you recommend messing with YouTube intros and outros or end screens? When I make my YouTube videos, which has not been that much lately, I'm not gonna lie, but I do put an end screen on them. I don't know. I haven't seen any data to support that they do much good as far as driving extra traffic. It feels like one of those things that we think a lot of people like click on and use, but most people don't. But I don't have anything to support that one way or the other. But it only takes an extra second to make one, so you may as well. Thankful Bunny, I like your short videos where you answer questions from here, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Thankful Bunny. Basically, what I used to do, and maybe we'll start this again, was every Friday I would do a Q&A, sort of like what we're doing right now. And then I would just take the video from it and have a video editor from Legiit.com, chop them up and like put the bars on the top and stuff like that and make them into shorter videos that I share on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Not YouTube, but Facebook and Instagram. And that's good to know that you found value in those. Some people thought they were not so great. I'm actually out of them at the moment, though. I probably need to send some more over to the video editor. Right. About 20 minutes into this thing. It is really cold in here today, and I don't know why. It's like 75 outside, but in my office here, it's just freezing. I'm doing my best to not like hear on camera. So I hope everything's going well for everyone. It's interesting times that we live in. Thankful Bunny says, thank you for making them bite-sized. Not that I understand much, but got me interested. Awesome. I'm glad you did that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get some of these and chop them up and go from there, you know? What is your favorite SEO tools in 2020? Name top 3, please. Scott. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know, Surfer SEO and Audit I use a lot. Ahrefs I still use. SERPT still I use a lot. It's probably those 3. Probably the main ones. Everyone has an opinion, and the supportive ones will enjoy creations more freely than the ones with reserves. Yeah, I can agree with that, Dark Phoenix. Or, I'm sorry, see, Phoenix. Randy says thoughts on I assume LI means LinkedIn prospecting. I've been playing around with some different tools that connect and view prospects, but haven't built funnels for messaging. Have you done this? If so, results and recommendations for tools. Yeah, I have done it. It used to work really, really well. It's how I got some of my first clients. It's a bit tougher now because, like with so many things in life, people that suck made it less useful. But it can still be done, but you're going to have to set up, like you say, you're going to have a good sequence as far as what you use. So I hope that makes sense. You're going to have a really, you're going to really have to soft sell them and just start with connections and then take 4 or 5 messages weeks apart to work up to a call. So, and the tool I like is Linked Prospect. I just put that in the comment below you. Jonathan says, do you still send emails out on featured artists on Legiit? Not real artists, but people. We don't do the Legiit featured service of the week anymore because it was too much. You know, and what happened, well, there was a few reasons. One, I always felt odd choosing them and having somebody on my staff choose them because it just felt like I would end up favoring people even if I tried not to. So there's that. Another reason was that people would get so much business from it that they would get overwhelmed and then the quality would drop or they would stop their service or whatever. So we stopped featuring that. But what we are going to start doing, excuse me one moment, are highlighting some success stories that we've had of various freelancers. And so they've made this many sales or they've had this or that. So we're going to start doing that some more. But the Legiit featured service of the week, we killed that quite a while ago. Thankful Bunny says, if you were on this side of the screen, what would be a great question to ask? That's interesting. I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that because I know I would give a question I could answer. I don't know. I guess for me, the thing that I do the most that would probably interest me if I were not me, would be the fact that Legiit is such a big project that doesn't actually sell anything. And I would just ask probably some advice on how to build a great big project and how to manage it and things like that. That's what interests me. So that's probably what I would ask. Phoenix asks, do I believe in paranormal? I believe that there are things that we don't understand and can't explain. I'm very evidence-based, so if there were evidence of it, I would believe it if it made sense. So I'm not saying I don't, I'm not saying I do, but I'm definitely open to the possibility. I hope that wasn't too much of a political answer. I worked in politics for a while, so sometimes my answers tend to be non-committal that way. That's cool though. I'm glad to get a non-SEO question. No, you're good. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm open to the possibility. I'll just say that. Today has been a marathon. I'm not going to lie. I got started around 8 and it's been literally nonstop ever since. So happy to have the momentum, but still got tons to do tonight. It's going to be a long night, I think. But you know what? With all the problems that so many people have, I'm glad that I have the problems that I do. So what else can we talk about? Dark Phoenix, I'm just going to keep saying Dark Phoenix, so forgive me for that. Says, skeptics make the best with learning from help, from being touched, etc., and their reactions. Interesting. Thankful Bunny says, what will be your next tattoo and why? So the one I have now is a red dragon that goes from my arm up to my chest. You can kind of see it there. Need to get the face filled in on that. And then the next one will be, I want to fill in like the inside of it there. And then the next one will be the same thing on the other side, but with a black dragon. So Jonathan says, what do you recommend selling? Digital product, digital training, digital software, physical product. I could give you a case for each. A digital product or digital product, digital training are kind of the same thing, I guess, unless you mean software. I don't know, because you said software. So those are kind of the same thing, unless I'm missing something. Those have the most potential to help somebody and the most ROI. So those are great. And you can plug them into almost any business. Software is very profitable. The problem is there you come with updates and support and management. So just keep that in mind. Physical products, if you want to go in e-commerce, there's definitely a lot that you can do. And so there's a lot of potential there too. It just depends on you and what you like to do and what you want to do. You know, if you're mean as a beginner, I would say probably physical products. And then the next step up would be the digital product or training. And then finally software, because software is a beast. Legiit's not technically software, but it may as well be. And that's very, very time consuming. Dark Phoenix says, that's cool. That's what I want it fully spelled. All right. That's good. Smith says, I often get lost sometimes when I look at my competitor looking from the keyword they're ranking for, then the backlinking, traffic, and there are so much at it. Is there a tip to not go on a rabbit hole? Yeah, stop worrying about what your competitors are doing and worry about what you can do to help your customers. And if that means, just follow the ranking processes that I know you're in Academy. If you're not, then check it out at superstarseo.training. But, follow the training and just rank your sites and don't worry about what your competitors are doing. You might want to steal a link here and there from them, but that's about it. That's a mantra of mine is customers, not competitors. So focus on that. Don't worry about them. Let's see. Thankful Bunny says, what was your job in politics? Why did you leave? I worked in campaigns, so mostly field, although I did some other things as well. Mostly field operations and field organizing. I really, really loved it. And passion-wise, it's probably my favorite thing that I've done, but it doesn't pay very well. And even if you do a great job, you get fired in November. So, I started having a family at that time, and it just wasn't sustainable. So the money wasn't enough to keep me in it. I probably should have stayed with it, to be honest. I had some opportunities that I did not take that I probably should have. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I did. And it was mostly financial was the main reason I got out of it. Are you doing any paid promotion anywhere for Legiit? And are you willing to share where you get the best results? Do you mean like paid advertising? If so, we do Google ads and we do Facebook ads. Facebook ads have been more effective at driving sales, and Google ads have been more successful at growing the platform. So, who in the West Wing were you most like? Ooh, boy. I'm a big West Wing fan, first of all. I'm trying to think who. Bruno Gianelli would probably be my bet, who I would choose there. If I had to do one of the main cast ones, I'd probably say Josh. I always loved that Josh Lyman carried a backpack because I literally have one right there. I still carry a backpack when back in the days when I could leave the house anyway. So overall, I would say Bruno because he was a strategist. But after that, I would say Josh Lyman. In fact, I may say Josh anyway, because personality-wise, I was more like him. That's a cool question. That was from Thankful Bunny on Instagram. You thought Josh? All right. I'll take it. Dark Phoenix says, why is there always labels given like liberals, West Wing, left or right wing, etc.? Humans have a need to label things. It's how we compartmentalize information. Unfortunately, it does become a tool to put people in a box and not get to know them or what they do or what they stand for. But we can't resist as humans the need to put things in a box, and label things. That's how we understand the world. But you're right, it does become a crutch more than anything, and probably has more downsides than good. Zakaragaza just joined. What's up? I'm not going to try to say that again, but Call Me Shops just joined. What's up, Call Me Shops? With 6 S's. Alrighty, we've been here for 35 minutes. Dark Phoenix says humans are complicated, more than one ingredient for the perfect recipe for each of us. Yeah, definitely. And that's why I think that those labels are bad, but I think that that's just how we understand the world. But you're right, humans are definitely complicated. Let's see, anybody over on the tubes? YouTube, you falling off today. You started strong. Now you're dipping. All right, 35 minutes. Any more questions? I'm here for at least an hour if you want me to be. So if I can help you with anything, or if you want to talk about anything, let me know. Or we can listen to me start babbling again, because I am good at that. Thankful Bunny says, if you could go back in time, who would want to meet you? I assume that you mean who would I want to meet, not who would want to meet me, because nobody wants to meet me. But who would I want to meet? That's a good question. I don't know. Who's somebody I look up to? I really can't think of anyone. Like, there are people I would think would be cool, like presidents I'd like to meet, or historical figures and things like that. But overall, I don't know. Dark Phoenix says, who is your favorite Marvel character? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm more of a DC guy, but if I had to pick one, it would be Superman. If I had to pick a Marvel, it would be Magneto, probably, because I like how complex he is. I feel like I blew off the who would I want to meet. Probably the Buddha, or maybe Bodhidharma, or somebody like that. Probably one of those. Lars says, best pepperoni pizza in the area where you live. You know, I ordered from a place called Coast Pizza the other night, and it was actually not bad. They had a taco pizza, which I had never had before. That was quite good. Other than that, most of the local ones are nothing special, unfortunately. What do you think, and this is from Jim, what do you think the biggest challenge people face in finding success? Doing it, like just doing the work. And I don't mean that in like a Gary V hustle your ass off type. There goes monetizing this video. Hustle your butt off way. I just mean that they say they want something, but their actions don't meet what they say they want. You know what I mean? Like, somebody says, yeah, I have a great idea. I wish I could be in business for myself. And then they just don't do it. So I would think that putting in the work is probably the biggest challenge. Most people just aren't, whether they're scared, whether they just don't know to do it, or they're not in enough pain, or whatever, you know? So that would probably be my answer to that. Dark Phoenix says, have you seen the 7-year version of the Apparition movie? No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. Thankful Bunny says, good answers. Thank you for not skipping an answer. What were the last 5 books you read? I couldn't tell you. I don't read very many books. I don't know. I don't read many books at all. I can't remember the last time I sat down and read a physical book. Occasionally I'll listen to an audiobook, but I can't answer that. I don't read a lot of books, despite what you see on the shelf back there. Wasslist says, hi, Chris, do you think a Twitter management service, i.e. scheduling, engagement, etc., would sell on Legiit? And if yes, would you think that 20 to 30 per week for basic scheduling is reasonable? Yes and yes. I would love to see more of that type of thing on Legiit. People need more of those agency marketing type services. And for the most part, we have a pretty broad range of stuff, but SEO is the dominant thing by far. So I would love to see more things like that. And I think if we could help, if we felt that you had a good service, we could probably help you with that too. So Dark Phoenix says, indeed, do you know about Tibetan culture being the tulpa? If no, along those lines, landed a really well done movie with that one. Interesting. No, I'm not familiar with that, but I'll check that out too. Wally World WF says, Chris, can you talk about your PBN service at all? See in the description you say all the blogs are general themed. How effective are they in compared to those that are niche relevant? So we make the post as relevant as possible. You're right, a niche relevant PBN would be better, but there's no way to sell those in an effective way, in a cost-effective way. But we make the post as relevant as possible with the tags, not the tags, but the title and the content and the images and all of that. And they actually end up ranking sometimes. So that shows you how much relevance we're able to get out of that. But unfortunately, there's just not enough. there's not enough profit in having a set of niche PBNs. So that's why I do it that way. At one point I was going to try, but it's just so hard to get more than a handful of niche relevant PBNs, and to sell links on them, I would have to charge a lot to make profit, and people probably wouldn't pay for it. So I just can't figure out a way to make it work. If I can, I will. For non-readers, do you do a podcast? Yeah. I haven't done an episode in a while, but I do have the Profit Academy podcast. So. Dark Phoenix says, if my team happened to be in your state, would you be up for a game of investigation? I don't know what that is. I might be. I don't know what that is, though. Smith says, is there a recommended percentage of anchor text? I saw this today, but what do you recommend? I thought I saw somewhere in the video in the past, but couldn't find it. 70, 25, 5, 1. Jeff has a formula he uses. I don't remember what it is. For me, I like to use the what's winning strategy. Basically, what's winning for the sites that are winning in Google already. And then I emulate that and then beat that as best as I can. If I can't find all their links, then I just do what I think makes sense. But no, I don't have an anchor text. I don't have numbers. I don't like to be that rigid. Thankful Bunny says you have your own little language. How long did it take you to make sense of it? I don't really know what you mean by that. You mean like the SEO stuff? It took me a few years, I guess. I'm not sure what you mean, though. Wasslist says, great, I will get the gig up this week. Thank you for your response. Thank you for getting it up. Let me know, and I'll be happy to check it out for you. Wally World says, what's the best use of your PBN service? Example, would it be better off to use tier 2 into high DA properties? You can do that. I prefer sending PBNs directly to MoneySite, though. But you can do that, and you'll do some trust pulling that way. Like since you have a high authority site like a PBN that you're pushing to like a Facebook page or something, that could help move that up and in turn move the website up. But I prefer to just go right to the MoneySite. Dark Phoenix says, be down for a paranormal investigation. Interesting. Yeah, I might check something like that out. Thankful Bunny says SEO, rank, links, PBNs. Oh, okay. So the main thing I hate it. I sound pompous saying this, but the main thing I'm known for is SEO, search engine optimization, and those are all terms that relate to that. And I just learned it like you would any other profession, over the course of a few years. Dark Phoenix says, going to head out to eat supper. We'll be on lookout for next video. Awesome. Yeah, I try to do these every day. I don't know that there's much of a way. Actually, you know what? There's an email list I have, so you can check that out. It's where I just send out a notification whenever do this. I try to do them around the same time, but it never works out. Where is it? If you're going to go to superstarseo.com/the SEO Water Cooler with dashes between each word, you'll get an email notification every day. But thanks for the cool questions, and thanks for showing up. Jade says, hey, Chris, just jumped in your room. Oh, you meant okay. Jade says, what kind of guitar is that? It looks like a Jackson headstock. I have no idea. Man, I get a guitar question every single live stream, though. But no, I have no idea. It's just for aesthetics. Wally World says, thanks, Chris. Thank you, Wally World. If we can help you out with anything, let us know. And what else can be? All right, folks, we've been here for 45 minutes. What else would you like to talk about today? Seeing if Jim says, what is your go-to song for getting in the zone? You know, it changes from time to time. Whatever I like, well, I can give you the components of one. I can't give you a specific one. It needs to be up-tempo. Anything that's depressing, even though there's depressing songs that I like, but up-tempo, and it has to have somewhat of the formula for a hit so you can kind of get in a rhythm. And what I mean by that is I think it's like chorus, verse, chorus, or something like that. Overall, I don't know. Let's think of a recent one. Take On Me by Weezer. I've been using that a lot. Power of Love by Newfound Glory. I like punk covers of 80s songs, basically, is what I'm saying. So those are some good ones. But that could change from day to day. It might be a Katy Perry song one day. I'm not ashamed. Smith says, ooh, this is going to be a fun one. Maybe Jim can weigh in on this too. What has been the biggest challenge with Legiit, and what did you do to solve it? The biggest challenge is not one that can be solved. The biggest challenge is how much time, energy, focus we have to put in to putting in safeguards for things that people that suck make us have to do, whether that's anti-spam, security, privacy things, people abusing features, we spend so much time on stuff like that could be going to so many cooler things. That's by far the biggest challenge. And it's one of those things where it's like cockroaches. You have to stomp out as many as you can before more of them show up. So it'll never truly be solved, but that's definitely been the biggest issue. Beyond that, the hardest part as far as like growing it would be two things. It would be, well, it's one thing, it's two things. You have to kind of grow the amount of customers and freelancers at the same rate, because if that balance gets out of whack, you have too many customers and not enough freelancers. The customers are going to dip out because there's not enough people to get the work done they need. Vice versa, if you get too many freelancers, and not enough customers, then there's going to be a lot of people that aren't getting any work. So you have to trying to grow them at the same rate has been a challenge. And the fact that I have a freelancing background means that at times I have probably favored the freelancer a bit more as far as focusing on how to grow that, like in building things that they need. So that's kind of a long shoe answer to that. Thankful Bunny says, is affiliate marketing a good starting point to learn SEO? I'm into fitness. Is that too saturated with experts? So yes, it is. And because it's going to be more challenging than local SEO. It's good in the sense that you're working on your own site. So if you screw it up, you aren't tanking somebody's livelihood, and you'll learn a lot about content and optimization and things like that. You're into fitness. Is that too saturated with experts? No, but what you do need to do is find an angle that's unique that you can come up with. So how to lose weight is going to be too much. How to get six-pack abs is probably going to be too broad. But if you can find like a specific type of person or something like that, I would say something like finding let me think, how a mom over 40 can lose her baby weight and get six packs or something like that. You got to think specific people that you can serve as opposed to great big terms like Venus Factor Review or whatever. So no, it's not too niche. The thing is, it's broad, so there's a lot you can do with it, but you do have to figure out someone specific to target. And it is a great place to start with SEO. It's where I started. What's the most useful thing you own? I guess that would have to be either my computer or my phone, because they provide most of my entertainment and my work. So I don't really use anything else other than like my can opener and my stove. So probably those. Smith says, oh man, that's exactly what I'm having with my marketplace, roomdoc.com. First of all, good job at getting a plug for your site in there. But yeah, I can see where that would be a problem. I remember I've looked at your site before, and it's kind of a Airbnb type of thing, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I can see where having too many people wanting to lease out their apartment or whatever it is would be too much. And then the other thing, I can see where that would be an issue too. So Good to know we're in this together, right? Wasslist says, also for the fitness question, I think Pinterest could work very well, so check that out. There you go, Thankful Bunny. Thankful Bunny says, thank you. So specific personas. Is your first fitness website still online? I don't really have a fitness website. My first affiliate website is still online at getridofcable.net. So you can check that out if you want. It needs some love, but yeah, so specific, not necessarily persona, but okay, I do have an example you can check out. Check out how to lose fupa after pregnancy.com. And it's not really monetized right now, but it's an affiliate site of mine. And what I did there was targeted women that had a baby and wanted to lose the baby weight for lack of being gross. But yeah, something like that targets a specific problem as opposed to thinking about the keyword, if that makes sense. Brian, hey, what's up, Brian? Always a pleasure. Brian says, hey, good morning, Chris. Back from the walk and fitness regime. Awesome. If you are in the same time zone as Noel, who I just spoke to a little while ago, it's about almost 6 a.m. there. So just getting your day started off right. Good session today. I think the extra email helped. Show, we've been here for 52 minutes. We've got another 8. If there's anything more you'd like to discuss, let me know. I'm going to grab a little water here. Network King just joined. What's up, the Network King? Is Pinterest like Instagram? Kinda. It's more PC based, I think. But yeah, they have what they call boards, and then you can pin different images to them. And then of course they link out, but it's very female, but it's very visual. So it's going to be like crafts and hobbies and food and workouts and things like that. There's other stuff too, but that's kind of the main audience there. And if you can find an audience that responds to that type of traffic, there's a lot of traffic to be gained from there. That's for sure. The Network King says hello. Hello, the Network King. XMG777 just joined. Hello. Efrain says, good work, Chris. Thank you, Efrain. Good to see you. Smith says, how do you maintain your energy level? I've been having issues working past 8 p.m. at night. It's been a real struggle for me. So my question to you would be, if you're having trouble working past 8, what time are you starting? Because there is a point where more hours is not necessarily more productivity. If you're starting at like noon and working till 8, that's maybe a problem. Well, no. If you're starting at like 3 and working till 8, maybe that's a problem. Oh, there's a call. I'm going to have to decline that. I was going to do like I did the other day and like do it live, but that might have been a real call. Other than that, I would just say I need to know a little more about your routine to be able to give you specific advice. Mine is to just have a pretty standard routine and just stick to it. And then if I know that I'm going to put in 12 hours, then I can get the most out of those 12 hours, I don't really try to like push it most of the time unless, something happens. I don't push it beyond that. Brian says, I've rehashed my profile on Legiit. If you have time, sure. Let's check it out. Brian Killeen. Definitely headed in the right direction, yeah. See if I can't bring it up on screen. Share screen. Share. All righty. Let's remove the question, so it's not grokking it. Looks good. Definitely stands out. I would try to remove the background from your picture if you can, because I can kind of see the difference. That's okay. Maybe a bit much, but still a bit too heavy on the text, but that's not terrible. I love the videos. Wow, the copy is much better. This is a huge change from what we saw the other night. That's really, really good. Yeah, I think that once people start seeing this, you're going to see a much bigger increase, because you really redid the sales page and it looks really good now. I would try to change this gray font to black. That's just a huge pet peeve of mine. But other than that, yeah, I think you're in good shape. This is like a whole different service. I'm very impressed at the action you took on this. I'm definitely want to see you do well, because you put in the work and you have a good service. So looks really, really good. And plus, with a handsome devil like that, what chance do the rest of us have? Am I right? So yeah, it looks really good. I'm going to drop it in the chat as well for anyone that wants to check out your great services. So there we go. Jim says, if you needed to start over tomorrow with just a computer and an internet connection, where would you start? I would start by hitting up as many sites like Legiit and maybe even like Craigslist and things like that to sell things that I could do right away. I'm assuming that in this scenario, I still have my knowledge, and start selling services right away. So web design, SEO, whatever it took to make some profit. That's where I would start, because you can start with that right away. And assuming I don't know if I get a telephone in this situation. If I don't, then I would start doing cold outreach on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all those places to start trying to get some clients. If I have a phone, then I would start hitting up them. And then I would start going, assuming that we're allowed to go to places again, I would start going to meetings and just going out and knocking on doors and doing whatever it took to get enough revenue in to start doing the things I want. So that's once I get to that, and enough to live on. Once I get that out of the way, then I would go and just start working on the thing. I basically start doing what I've done again. So the goal number one would be to start getting food money, and that's how I would do it. Marketplaces, and particularly something like Legiit, where the traffic is built in for you, and then maybe something like Craigslist, and then local businesses to try to get enough money to live on. All right. Thankful Bunny says, if your SEO breaks a website, you have to wait months to find out. SEO is not going to break a website. If you mean if the things you do make your rankings drop and you don't get SEO traffic anymore, then you usually will find out in a week or two, if that's what you meant. Efrain says, thank you for sharing your insight. Thank you, Efrain. Watchlist, sorry about that. Each pin also has a clickable URL, whereas on Instagram, you only have the bio/stories one, and other people pin it, all their followers see it too, so it can work pretty well for some niches. It's talking about Pinterest there still. So Thankful Bunny says, if a solar flare killed all electronics, what would you be able to do? I assume that you mean if I couldn't do work online, what would I do? And before that, I worked in IT, so that's out if electronics are all gone. So I guess I'd just go back into politics. I guess that's the advantage to having 3 different careers, is that, you have some different things you can do. Pause. Oh, my live video ended. That's frustrating. Oh, well. Well, Instagram's done. Brian says, thanks for the feedback, Chris. No problem. Thanks for taking action. Oops. Smith says, why do you think you are successful? I know you are, but I want to see how you describe in your own words. Well, first of all, I don't consider myself successful. If I had to attribute any success I may or may not have had to anything, I think it would be I don't want to sound too hippy dippy, but I think it would be that treating people the right way is probably the most important thing. And then the other thing would be to keep your personal expenses as low as possible. That way you have more freedom to pivot and things like that. So I think those two things would probably be it. I definitely do not consider myself successful, you know. Let's see. Make the sound a little better now that Instagram is out of the way. So yeah, I don't consider myself successful, but those are probably two of the bigger things I would say. Yeah, there we go. So, all right, we've been here over an hour. We still got 14 people on. I'm bummed that Instagram dropped off, but I guess it was going to have to soon anyway. Brian says, Chris, had you noticed that some people are posting jobs they can do rather than work wanted done in the new job section? Yes. We're nearly to a point where we can roll out some things to do that. And maybe that's our fault a little bit too, because we maybe didn't make it as clear as we could have as to what that is for. But yeah, we'll get some stuff in place to minimize, make that stop as soon as possible. But yes, unfortunately that has happened. Sure. Let me see. I got a message here. All right, folks. We still got a healthy conversation going on. So if anybody has any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wrap it up in the next couple minutes because I do have to get back to it. But I'll let you know. But yeah, if you have any more things you'd like to talk about, let's keep it going. Let's keep this train moving. Brian says, sweet. Come on. 1 second here. All right, guys, we will go till at least 105, maybe 110, just depends on how much more activity we get. And then we're going to call it a day. Because first of all, I'm freezing because for some reason it's really cold in my room today, but yeah. All right. I think that's probably going to be good. Smith says, great talk, Chris. See you on your next webinar. Thank you so much for your time and insight. Much appreciated. Thank you, Smith, for showing up. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, guys, because I do have a lot of stuff to get back to. Well, there's a compliment, so I'm going to take the time to read that for sure. Legiit has one of the best support I've ever seen. Just wanted to give a shout out to the team. Thank you so much. We really put a lot of time into that and making that good. It's a big priority to me. So thank you. Siren Fit, who I believe is Thankful Bunny, said Insta just stopped. Yeah, it said it stopped to poor connection, which I don't understand, but it did. So sorry about that. But it was going to cut me off soon anyway, because you can only do a live for an hour there. So, but yeah, sorry about that. That's great. I'm going to actually screenshot that. Yeah, we really put a lot of pride into our support team, and they've done a great job. It's a big priority to me. One of the, I don't want to give me that expression on my face. One of the complaints that previous marketplaces that I used was there was no support. So when we started Legiit, I knew that was going to be a big priority for me and for us. So. Siren says, I'm glad it did. YouTube seems much better, more info and links. Thank you. Oh, no problem. Thank you. There's only, Instagram's a little limited because you have to do it from a phone, So it's a bit easier to do it from YouTube or Facebook. And I try to do all three at once. So thank you for sticking with us even through instant dropping. Yeah, you had some really cool questions today, so I appreciate that. That said, we are going to have to wrap it up, I think, guys, because my voice is getting raw and I have more than I care to think about to do so for the rest of this evening. So, all right, thanks so much for jumping on. It was a great session today. We do these almost every day, and we're going to do them again tomorrow. So I'll have that time as soon as I know what time it is. Thanks so much for the questions, the interaction. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, and keeping busy. So most importantly, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. It's Chris. I'll talk to you soon.